Brandy Sinoto in the house. In fact, Brandy's going to give you the 10 keys to building the business of your dreams. If you want to go pro in your network marketing business, if your social media is down, your business is down, or maybe it's a little harder to sell, or it's a little harder to recruit, or your team isn't as motivated, time to build some new teams, time to get back to basics. And that's why these 10 keys are going to help you. She's going to talk strategy. She's going to talk philosophy.
I'm actually born and raised in Hawaii. I'm a Hawaii girl. So whoop whoop to any of you who are connected to island people. I'm a former holistic health practitioner. Here in the islands, we are very into health and wellness, natural health and wellness. I think it is maybe an island thing. So I was raised by a father that was very into holistic health. He did lomi lomi massage. It's one of like the most healing Hawaiian modalities. So when I got older, I got into that. The interesting thing is when I became a holistic health practitioner, I started my own business, right? I became an entrepreneur, I became my own boss. And then through that business, of course, I was introduced to direct sales, network marketing, because hey, some of the top best products are delivered and distributed through network marketing channels. So I would have network marketing products come to me all the time. And the truth is, of course, I was interested in it. I was excited in it, but I kind of turned my nose to it many of times until I had to make a decision to make myself. So I, like many people, I failed. I tried, I failed. I got introduced to multiple companies. I failed until the moment in my life where I had to make a decision. And that kind of leads me into my 10 ways to go pro in your network marketing business.
So when was it? When was it? What was the year you got started first time?
Well, at 18, I responded to an ad in the paper, and it was like health and beauty company looking for people to open new market. It was sales experience, a must, unlimited income potential. So when I seen the words like unlimited income potential, I was like interested. So I got on the phone and actually got on the phone with my first, which I didn't know at that time was going to be my first mentor, my first sponsor. And he was a multi-million-dollar earner. He was like, wow, he was like a number one earner in like a legacy company for like 10 years. Something happened. He moved to another company and then he was building new. So I was with this guy in this new company. He had all those years of experience, multi-million-dollar earner, top earner in a legacy company.
And so you were 18 and he was like, I will mentor you.
Yeah. I mean, he, you know, we got on the phone, he heard the vibe, he heard the energy, same vibe, much less experience in life, of course, 18 years old. But he was like, all you have to do is do what I tell you to do. After that, I failed, but I was in the health and wellness industry, continued in my health and wellness practice. So my health and wellness practice grew, but my network marketing business, I just started to kind of feel more jaded because I never really, got connected.
I would love for you to share like 2 to 3 major keys, because I'm sure you have it in some type of order. I'm really excited to hear this because I think, you know, for the people that really want that next level of success, but they're riding that struggle bus, like we talked about in the beginning, they're stuck, they're frustrated, maybe their business is going backwards. I'm sure these first few keys are going to be very important. So excited to get into it.
Well, John, you know, when we were talking about it, right, it's like inside and outside, right? It's strategies. So I think that's the really important key that we all have to understand, that if we want to create anything in our life, there's inside work that has to constantly be done. And then there's outside action that has to constantly be taken. You can't do one or the other. I mean, we see a lot of people doing personal development, sitting there and just like hoping it's going to happen. And that's the inner work and good for them, but they're never really going to see the results of it if they don't take action. And then we got people like banging their heads in network marketing saying like, I'm trying to sell, I'm trying to do it. But yet they're not even looking at themselves and doing the work. So the way I set it up, because I gave you 10 things, right? 10 ways for us to go pro in our online network marketing business. And I just have to put that in because like you, John, I came from the offline build. I was building in living rooms. I was building in homes. Nobody understands the pain that it is when you don't even want to travel, because when you travel, you have to launch. Yeah. Like people will say like, oh, I want to travel. I would be happy to travel to open somebody's business. No. You want to travel because you want to meet them, hang out with them, and have dinner. You don't want to travel because you have to be stuck in delivery. So the point is, I am all about the online build. So I do have 10 tips. The first 5 tips are going to be focused on really the inner work that has to be done, and they are separate things. And then the last 5 things are going to be for the activities. So they definitely are going to want to stick around for. So John, I'm just going to blast through my tips. So the first thing, and people hear this all the time, is you got to commit, period. Like, why do we get married to people? Because we commit. We are committing to them. I mean, it is what it is. You can say all day long that you are committed, but until you truly make this decision and like stamp it and seal it that you're like gonna make this happen for yourself, you're not gonna. So you have to commit. You have to make a decision that you are going to do it. Let me tell you something. If you're listening right now, everything you have accomplished in your life, everyone has accomplished amazing things, no matter who you are, whether it was whatever it is, you have accomplished something. Anything in your life that you've accomplished because you decided to do it, because you made a commitment. Now, in network marketing business, if you just look at the business in itself, you look at people who join, you look at the people who show up, spam in your Instagram, spam in your Facebook, showing up 1 month, or not even 1 month, showing up for 1 week and then not showing up again. Do you think they're committed? Do you think they've made a decision? So look, if you can wrap around your brain the idea that all you have to do is decide that you're going to be successful in this business, and that's going to get you there, that's going to be a huge leap for you. Because when you make a decision that you're going to do it, everything else disappears. Like John said, your excuses disappear, your roadblocks. When you make a decision, your roadblocks are no longer roadblocks. When you make a decision, your fear is no longer fear. When you make a decision, you're going to do what you have to do to make it happen. So I feel like the first thing we really have to wrap our brain around is the idea that we have to decide and commit. Because I'm going to tell you something. All the resources are there for you. The company is there for you. The products are there for you. The payout is there for you. The commission is there for you. The support's there for you. The trainings are there for you. The free trainings are there for you. Everything that you need to be successful in this business, in direct sales, of where you take a product, a program, or service, and you share it with others, and you get a commission from that. All of the things you need to be successful in this business is here. All you have to do is bring your decision to the table. So
I heard a really good commitment quote, and it stuck with me for years and years and years, by George Zalicki. He said, commitment is doing the thing you said you were going to do long after the mood you set it in has left you.
That is it right there.
That's it. Because it's always easy to be like, I'm doing it. I'm all in. And you're like, not even 90 days later, like a week later.
Not even 90. Later. Not even a month. Just, a month.
Yeah. They've already quit. You're like, dude, you said you were all in. Like you were taking this thing to the top. Anyway, so true.
Well, so that what you're talking about right now, I'm going to give a solution to that right now, because we do see it happen a lot. I mean, people join a business and they work their business for a month and then they literally stop building because it feels like forever for them. So number 2 is daily mindset and personal development. I talked about it earlier. You heard me mention it. You have to do it. Like when we have a boss, when we have a job, right? We don't got to feed our minds. All we got to do is get in the car, drive to work, punch in, do the thing that they're paying for us and paying us for, and leave. Like, you don't have to work your brain in this way. Like your boss literally thinks for you. Your company literally tells you this is what you're doing. Like you don't have to think. But when you step into the world of being an entrepreneur, or with network marketing specifically, like nobody's going to think for you. When you do the daily mindset and personal development, the daily education every single day, then that is when you can start learning that you have the power to think for yourself. To come up with solutions in this business. And then number 3, John, it's after doing that personal development, or hand in hand, is knowing the person you need to become. Okay, so personal development and knowing the person you need to become is 2 totally different things. Daily personal development is taking in the knowledge, is getting the education you need in your mind to grow your mind and massage your mind and strengthen your mind. But knowing the person you need to become is you creating, is you visualizing. So on one side, you're taking in this education, this personal development that's telling you, you really truly can create the world you want to create. You can create this business in this network marketing business for you. You can build it. You have the tools, you have it. So that's the education you're taking in. But on the other hand, you now need to build the person you need to be in your mind. Because right now, the person you are and the money you make, or the income you earn, or the business you have, it's pretty much like a reflection of itself.
Yep.
So the person you are, the income you're earning, the team that you have is a reflection of your current patterns or your current limits or your current paradigm, whatever you want to call it. So in order to have more income, in order to have more freedom, in order to have a bigger team, you do have to create this different version of yourself. So as you're taking in the personal development, you're creating this new version of you every day. Honestly, for me, you find what works for you, whatever you need to do to remind yourself of the person you need to be, whether it's a person that needs to be more kind, a person that needs to be more patient, a person that needs to be more confident. If you need to stop doubting yourself, if you need to open yourself up to mentorship, if you need to stop doing it all alone, whatever things you need to become, that's what you need to keep in front of your mind, because this is it. The current life that you're living is your paradigm. It's like your autopilot. So you're going to wake up every single day and you're just going to keep doing the thing that you do. And the thing that you do is going to keep creating the thing that you currently have, which probably is not that bad, but you want it to be better. That's why you're here right now. So in order for you to change the autopilot, you have to constantly think of the you that you want to be. You have to challenge your daily activities, your daily actions, your knee-jerk response to things. You gotta challenge your knee-jerk thoughts. And as you do that, you're going to start creating the version of you that you need to become to have everything that you want.
It's remarkable to see people develop themselves, develop their confidence. And that's really the foundation. Like anytime you see a top leader, right? A top performer, someone speaking on stage, someone, it's getting recognition month after month, like they're a confident person, right? They have those attributes of a leader. And if you're not developing yourself, the rest of the skills, the rest of this conversation won't be relevant. So you have to make that the foundation to your growth. It's imperative, building into that person. I love that.
So I got 2 more for inner work, and then we're going to go to the actual activities. So
love it.
This 4th step is posture, which you just said the word confidence, right? You've said confidence a number of times. So posture, but specifically posture when you're going to work.
Yes.
So when you're going to communicate with people, you got to have that posture. When you're going to show up in your stories, you got to have that posture. It's only like 10 seconds, right? In a story. Right. So this is something that I have trained about before. It's called a power button. So it's like, I don't wake up every day ready to face the day like a boss. Like John is sick. He's literally getting over the flu, and look at what kind of energy he's bringing. Because I'm going to explain to you, John knows how to access his power button. And for people who have been doing it for a long time, you're down, your dog runs away, your kid got to be taken to the soccer field and they forgot all of their bags, and you got to drive across the town to go get their bags and go back. I mean, I'm even more crazy things. But when it comes time to do the work, they know how to turn on that button and be like, hey guys, how's it going? Yep. Because they are committed and they have access to this power button. I work with clients. So one of my clients, we always talk about a power box. So I know when she's in her power box and I know when she's not. So I'm like, when she sends me a screenshot of an interaction that she's had with somebody and she's like, why did this come out like this? I'm like, were you in your power box? And she was like, oh, absolutely not. I'm like, yeah, because you sound like an alien. When you're in your power box, you're confident, you have posture, like they're attracted to you because of what you're putting out. So everyone has
and you have an energy where it's like you're not trying to get them, you're not trying to sell them. It's so true. They come on too strong, or they get weird. I like that. That's really good.
So when they're in their power box, if everyone can find their power button or their power box, or at least understand that even when the dog has run away, you can still show up on social and do what you have to do. And for us, if you're building online, it's literally posting a picture, posting a couple stories, and getting into a couple chats. Like that's literally what you have to do every single day. But when you do it, you want to be in your posture, because there's no point in you showing up if you're not going to be there, because then you're not going to get the results that you want. So get into your power box, turn on your power button, and show up. And then number 5, this is really, really important. It's all about goals. Goals, and then honing in on skill set. So it goes hand in hand. You got to have goals, and then you got to hone in on your skill set. Like, let me just give you an example. Let's say you have a goal to build a house. Don't you agree that you need to then go out and learn how to build a house? I will tell you, too many times in this business, I ask them what is their goal, and maybe they know some random rank, right? So they say, oh, my goal is to go like emerald.
Yeah.
And then I go, okay, what do you need to do to get to Emerald? And they're like, I don't know. How do you do that? What's the number again? They're like, how many customers, how many teams do I need? So this is it.
Right.
And that's what's really important. So it's important for you to know what your goal is currently in your business, like this month, and then work on the skills. Like if you need help, it's kind of skills and strategy go hand in hand, but there is a skill that's going to be connected to the goal that you want.
And the other thing is you got to track your numbers. So many of you, it's like, you don't even know what kind of volume you did last month.
I'm going to start now into the activities that we need to take, right? The external activities. So the first thing that's so important to me, and every single month I continue to work on this and like hone my own skill on this, is setting a schedule. We need to have a schedule for our business. Sometimes we think we work our business, but we really don't work our business. You need to have at least a 1 hour block every single day, at least. Optimal would be 90 minutes. If you could give 90 minutes of uninterrupted time to your business every day. And when I say every day, I mean like Monday through Friday. I'm not asking for 7 days, but you have to. If you're not going to do 7 days, you have to do at least 90 minutes a day, 60 to 90 minutes a day. Something that I hear, John, like people are like, well, if I didn't have my job, I'd be able to give more time to it. Or I can't wait till I go down on my hours. Let me tell you, sometimes the hugest challenge comes when people actually lose their job, because then they lose the structure. So what I'm calling out to you is I'm saying you need to create structure. You need to create structure. Just choose 1 hour of uninterrupted time. And when you're doing this 1 hour, it's not posting. Do not include posting in that hour, because that is not income producing activities. It's necessary activities, but that's not income producing activities. Income producing activities, like we used to say back in the day, John, is belly to belly, right?
Yep.
When you're belly to belly with a person, it's not when you're writing your list.
Yep.
It's not when you're looking through your Rolodex or your BlackBerry. It's belly to belly business. So in our version of belly to belly business in online marketing, it's going to be getting into chat with people. It's going to be checking in on your customers, loving on your leads. It's going to be doing those things. And then you can do the stories and the lives and this other stuff in between the cracks of your life. But you do need at least 1 hour where you are focused on speaking to people. Now, this is huge, not just because of the results that's going to come from it, but let me just explain to you really the underlying power behind giving yourself an hour to talk to people. You are creating a new paradigm for yourself. Like you're creating a new habit. One of the hardest things for people to do is talk to people. I need you to struggle with yourself, to force yourself. Even if you end up just talking to 3 people within that 1 hour, it's still a win. Right. Because most people are sticking their head in the sand. So I want you forcibly to make yourself every day, 1 hour a day, to be communicating with people about your product, program, or service.
That is the most important thing you have to do to move your business forward. And how many people just don't do it? They do all those other things. The posting, the video, like all the other stuff, following up with the customers that already bought for the umpteenth time. But that whole like talking to new people every day, like, oh, that's scary. But you gotta get over it. You gotta get used to it. I love that you said that. So good.
And that is why my number 7 is now you have to keep a list. We got to treat our business like a business. We got to go pro in our business. And if you're going to go pro in your business, you have to have a list. So it's like you have to water your leads. You have to water your plants. You have to nurture your people. And the only way you're going to nurture them is if you know who they are. And yeah, you may start off with your first 3 people and then your first 5 people. But if you do what we tell you to do, you're going to eventually have 20 people, and then you're going to forget. So you have to work from this list. So when you sit in your daily power hour, you're going to take that list out of leads and you're going to go back and you're going to talk to them. You're going to keep touching them. I have this system where I tell people about this 5 touch process. It's like when you get started with them, when you first introduce it to them, and within 78 hours, I would like you to touch them 5 times. And you can do that so easily now with social media. In old school, we used to say the rule of 7 exposures, but that was more real exposures of like face-to-face exposures. Now on social media, it has to be more than 7 because people get these exposures all day long. So for me to ask somebody to do 5 touches with a person within 72 hours, that's very doable. And it can be as simple as sending them a video, sending them a screenshot, adding them to a group, tagging them in a group, and then introducing them to another upline or support team. That right there is 5 touches. And you can do that within 72 hours, but you can only do that if you're working from a list, because you're going to do your first touch and then you're not going to know where your second touch is and your third touch is. So it's like all the pros, they really know who they're working with and where they are in the process that they're working with a person, because you don't want to drop the ball. Like, don't drop the ball. Then you have to start from scratch. You have to build momentum from scratch again. And when you have to keep building momentum from scratch because you dropped the ball, that's one of the most frustrating things.
Yeah.
My 8th step now, this is again for external activities, is to have scripts ready. Now, this is what we copy and paste, right? So we're doing online marketing. We are sharing our product, program, service that can literally be life-changing to people, but we have to be good at educating them. We have to be good at getting them the information. So sometimes amateurs, well, I would say a lot of people who just come into this business literally think like, I have no, like they sit there and they're like, well, somebody just asked me this. What do I tell them? Well, you tell them the thing that they need to hear, you know, the thing that they're asking about, and then you save that to your phone, because if somebody's going to ask you that question, like, what is it? Has it worked for you? You're going to probably be answering that question multiple times as you continue building your business. So we have things like boards. I mean, for me, I'm simple copy and paste, and I actually still use my iPhone text replace because it's the same things over and over, but you got to have your scripts ready. So don't rely on your upline for scripts. Don't rely on your team for scripts. Anything they give you that's extra awesome. What I want you to do is I want you to find what works for you. Like, find what scripts works for you, because you're in your business. So you're going to eventually get the flow. You're going to know the people you attract. You're going to kind of get this idea of the type of person that comes to you, what they ask you for, what steps they need to see. And you just save all those to your phone and you have those scripts ready. So scripts can also be questions that you ask them. Scripts can also be great, like informational bites. Scripts should include links. It should include images. Like when you give somebody information, of course, John, we know, like, you never want to be the talking head. So I just showed this on a training with some girls. I said, look, someone asked me for it. And the first thing I dropped her was a screenshot. Like, I could have totally answered her question, but the first thing I said is, here, check this out.
Yeah.
Because when we use tools, when we have the images ready, then we can just easily share this process with other people, right? And then they can duplicate it. But you got to have your scripts ready. So if you're sitting here right now and you're just like, oh my God, if somebody asked me a question, I would have to go to my support and be like, how should I answer this? No, right now you want to think of like the top 5 questions people ask and create answers for those things so you can copy and paste the moment someone comes to you. So having scripts ready is so, so important.
Yeah. And again, you don't overthink it. You know, you got to have some authentic responses. And I think for me, like, I use scripts for, like, when people ask, like, what's the cost to get started? You know, what's the monthly qualification? Like you said, there's only a few questions, maybe a dozen at the most. And it's not just questions with prospects, like maybe like the new person. They're like, okay, what now? I just got started. Like, what's the steps to success? Like, it's nice to have all of that organized, and it might take a little time. Like, it's so smart to have. And for those of you that don't know what this is, it's very simple. There's this website called Google. You could Google it, and there's short little videos. But yeah, it's called text replacement. But you could also just use your boards app. So there's lots of ways to do it. But it's a really great idea to have something short and sweet for those easy, real quick responses. So I love that.
I do want to say, John, that what you said is so true, guys. This is the part when somebody is interested, you gotta boom, boom, boom. You gotta hit when the iron is hot.
Yeah.
And then after that, you can totally be like, now tell me about your life and your kids and your dog. Well, my 9 tip for external action is going to be, of course, knowing what your daily activities are. So planning your day before, planning your day ahead. So let me tell you one thing that has been like a huge help for me with my team members. And, you know, if people want to do it, they can do it. If they don't, they don't. But I will tell you what I believe really does work for a new person or for someone who's still trying to figure it out. Someone who is just jumping on social and trying to figure out all of the pieces, because they do have to post, they do have to get in their stories, and then they do have to talk to people.
Yeah.
I don't want them to use their vital energy on the posting, but usually that's where the energy goes.
Yes.
Because it's like someone can stare at a post that they're trying to post for a whole day and then finally get the approval, come here, do the post. And before they know it, the day's done and they haven't actually done the belly to belly work.
And the post wasn't good. So
and then the post gets down. It just gets, thrown over. So, I mean, I tell people, don't even worry, just get it up there because you're going to be doing this every day. But Something that I want to share that helps is to plan your post the day before. Okay,
Smart.
now, a wall post, I think a lot of people nowadays are using cut and paste. And, if that's all you can do, do it. But honestly, you need to eventually challenge yourself to at least edit that cut and paste or come up with your own content, because that's really how you're going to attract people. But stories. Okay, let me just do this really quick. Stories are the place where you are going to sell. Stories is the place where your following is going to consume your content. If you want your following to listen to your message, you need to say that message in your stories, because that is the place they're going to consume the content on Facebook and on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
You need to show up in your stories. Now, showing up in your stories can be a task for people who are not used to it, especially if you don't have the confidence, especially if you're doubting yourself, if you're worrying about what other people think about you, if you're not sure about what to post. Like, all of those things are going to come to your head. Get out. Get those things out of your head. And I'm going to give you a simple system. You use your product every day, right? I want you to turn on the camera on your phone, and I want you to record yourself taking your products. This is the simplest thing for you to do. You do it every day. This is not you creating content. Like, you're not having to go brush your hair and take this beautiful picture and, hold your baby and be like, oh, I'm having the greatest day of my life. No, this is authentic. You are taking your products every day. All you have to do is set up your phone and record yourself. You may need a little tripod. You may need a little thing to hold up your phone so it's not coming from under your chin. But all you have to do is record yourself every time you take your products. That's it. And then you're going to go about your day. You're going to get the kids up. You're going to get them dressed, make breakfast, send them off to school, clean the house, do your errands, come back for your 12 o'clock power hour. What are you doing during your power hour? You're adding new people. You're talking to new people. You're adding people to Facebook groups. You're having conversations with people. You're asking people the magic question. Would you be open to, if there's somebody who do not know about your product, taking a look at my product, right? Taking a look at a product that can help you XYZ. If you're prospecting for business, would you be open to taking a look at how you could earn an income XYZ? So you're asking people those questions. You're communicating with them. You're not talking about your stories yet. Well, what happened to your stories? And then after your power hour, you go pick the kids up from school, or you punch out of work, you drive through traffic, you get home, you make dinner. And then maybe you check your stories, you check your whatever before going to bed. Normally when you just be staring aimlessly at the TV, or you just be having your time, you're going to replace that with prepping your stories for the next day. Give yourself 15 minutes to go into your videos and then prep your stories. So the way you prep it is put them into your stories, maybe cut them up, add some stickers, and save them back to your phone. So that when you wake up in the morning, you literally open your eyes. I'm going to tell you, it's a bad habit of mine, but you know what? I get it done and I never have to think about it. Open your eyes and post. So your stories don't use your vital energy. You wake up. So you just have to prep them the night before, and you're not prepping them during like peak work hours for you. And then you post your stories, and then you get up, you get the kids up, you brush your hair, you make your coffee, and then guess what you do that day? You put your phone right there and you take your products and you record yourself again. People want to connect with you on a human level, and waking up and drinking coffee and taking your products is your human level. You're showing them that you're real. You're showing them that you're consistent, and you are actually building a rapport with your audience. There's nothing more powerful you can do for your following, for your leads, than to show them you're taking your products. I just want to open your mind to this idea that this is a part of your workday, is for you to prep. And you don't want to be prepping or doing it in your power hour, because your power hour has to be belly to belly.
Yep. Love that. And then what's number 10? Let's hear it.
Oh my goodness. So number 10 is literally proving to yourself, being grateful for your business. You're not proving to anyone else what you're doing. Like, you have to know and have belief in your business. You have to prove to yourself why you're here. Now, there are trainings upon trainings of why this is probably the simplest and best model for you to get into if you want to create a second stream of income, if you're willing to give it a chance. Other options: go open up a coffee shop, go become a realtor, go sell cars, go do all kinds of other crazy things. Let me tell you, this is the best model for you to be in if you want to help people, if you want to connect with people, if you want to get healthy, or you want to get whatever result your product can provide. But you have to prove that to yourself. You have to prove it. You're not proving it to your other half. You're not proving it to your family or friends. You have to prove it to yourself. So you have to be grateful every day that you are showing up in your business, and your business is going to push you out of your comfort. It's going to help you grow. It's going to help you create an income. It's going to help you become that better version of yourself. It's going to help you create accountability to everything you say you're about. And that's super important, that you have to prove to yourself, because I can't prove to you that this business is for you, but all the signs are there.